We don't just need to be against something. We need to be for something. A government that proves it can solve problems for working people once again.
That is San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan on his first official day as a candidate for California governor. You see him there with his wife and kids. The moderate Democrat who has called out the current governor, Gavin Newsom, on several occasions, is getting a lot of support, especially from Silicon Valley. Matt Mahan is a 43-year-old former tech entrepreneur, a former public school teacher, a Harvard grad. He's known as a tough-on-crime mayor and has often criticized the state of California's approach to crime and homelessness. Let's go live to San Jose, where Matt Mahan joins us for the first national TV interview of his campaign for governor. Mayor, welcome back to The Story Is, and congrats on the run.
Thank you, Alex. It's good to be with you.
So when we talked about this many times before, you said that you had young kids, you wanted to focus on them. It wasn't the right time. What changed?
Well, Alex, I still have young kids and we'll be focused on them. But I think it's really important that we fix our problems in California. I believe we can do better, frankly. And I know it because in San Jose, we've been getting back to basics on making it easier to build housing, getting people indoors into basic dignified shelter, intervening when cycles of addiction are causing people to harm themselves and others, addressing public safety issues, and it's working. We've reduced the number of people living outside by about 1/3 by building basic, dignified shelter. And when it's available, we do a lot of outreach, and we effectively require that people come indoors, and we've saved lives. It's what we're doing is working, but the state needs those solutions. And frankly, to follow through on this mission I've begun in San Jose, we need more help from state government. We need our state to be as focused and accountable as we've been at the local level. And I think as the mayor of a big city, I have the best perspective on what our biggest challenges are and how we can solve them with a different kind of leadership in Sacramento.
And you pointed out, your wife said it's time to run, right? And maybe she wasn't totally all in, but now she's in.
Yeah, I got home the other night about 3 weeks ago, and she looked at me and said, I think you need to consider doing this because we're both worried about our future. We're worried about the future of California, about our country. We think California needs someone who will fight for our values, but also fix our problems. And I think that in the long run, the best resistance is results. It's actually delivering safer neighborhoods, cleaner neighborhoods, better schools, better jobs, and showing that our values, our diversity in California work in practice.
What's the biggest difference from a public policy perspective between you and the current governor, Gavin Newsom? What changes with you in charge?
Well, I think Gavin Newsom has been a really courageous governor in a lot of ways. He's done more on homelessness than any past governor. He has stood up to abuses of power from this administration. He's articulated the case for our democratic institutions. He's done a lot of good work. And I think the next governor, whether it's me or someone else, has the job of building on many of the things he's done on homelessness, care court, setting up tools to help people get mental health care. He has done a lot to reform CEQA so we can build housing faster. So there are a lot of areas of agreement, but of course, it's always the disagreement that gets heavily publicized. And, probably the biggest difference has been around addiction. I've had family members who have ended up on the streets because of severe addiction. And I know that in those cases, it requires a certain amount of tough love to help people turn their lives around. You have to be willing to intervene, to impose consequences, to give people a choice for treatment, but also make sure they're held accountable for it. There has to be accountability, and that saves lives. It makes everybody better off. And I just don't think the state has been bold enough in being willing to intervene in cycles of addiction and mental illness and get people the help that they need.
I mean, you've often criticized the governor for some of his style, for basically being so focused on memes and attacking President Trump and not enough focus on state issues and getting results for people here. That's gotten a lot of publicity. Jeremy White, a Politico reporter, is at a Bloomberg event with the governor today and he asked him about you. Here's what he said.
I don't know enough about him. I wish him good luck.
He said you jumped blindly into meme land, I believe was a quote.
Well, I've tried to put a mirror up. I don't know that quote.
So he said, I don't know enough about him, which reminded some folks of Mariah Carey when she talks about Jennifer Lopez, who she doesn't like, when she says, I don't know her, when clearly she knows her. So, I mean, what do you make of that? And are you worried that the governor may try to sort of hurt you behind the scenes because the idea of having you in there, if he's potentially a Democratic nominee, may not be helpful to him?
No, I think this has been played up, particularly in the media. But the truth is, even folks who share a lot of values and are very aligned, we're both Democrats, we're both pragmatic, we both try to solve problems, but we can have differences of opinion, as we did on Prop 36 and on requiring treatment in severe cases of addiction that's leading to crime. We just had a difference of opinion over the best way to tackle that problem. On style, the point I was really trying to make, I don't particularly care what the governor's tweeting. I just would like more of his attention on what we're doing in our cities and how the state can help us. And I mean, to me, it's just really important that all of our leadership in Sacramento, and I'm not just picking on the governor, I want to see the legislature and all the institutions of state government be more focused and accountable on the core challenges facing Californians right here at home in our neighborhoods. You know, it's access to good schools, good jobs, affordable housing, you know, addressing crime and homelessness, the basics. We've got to do better. We have to deliver. And again, I just am making the case that the best resistance is delivering results and showing a better example.
Well, I open invite to come in here because I'd love to have a deeper dive conversation about affordability, about making housing more affordable and some of those issues that are really driving not only California politics, but around the country. But a good introduction to you tonight on your first night as a candidate, San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Alex. Look forward to it.
We'll be right back with